All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to our team call. Can you hear me? Yes. Nod. Yes. Normally have Jenny do that. Okay. Welcome to our team call tonight. Tonight we are missing Jenny. She is in Dallas. And so I was able to talk to her a little bit, and we have a great 2 weeks of content lined up for you guys. So we're going to do part of it tonight, and then she's going to jump in with us next week to finish it off. So you guys are going to get some really fantastic content, and then you're going to also hear tips from her from Dallas too. So before we start, I wanted to give you guys the little disclaimer we do at the beginning, and that's to shut down all your other distractions, Facebook, things like that. I have my Facebook turned off for you guys too. So that way we are here and we are 100% present, and you guys are all here with me. So if you have any of those distractions, get them turned off, and then we're good to go. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about prioritizing life. I know this is a big struggle for a lot of coaches, and it has been a big struggle for myself as well, especially early in my journey. I am finding my way, but as I talk to you guys, keep in mind I'm still learning this with you. So this is something that we're all going to go through. And I truly believe that prioritizing our life is something that we're going to get shooken up a little bit. I don't know if shooken's a word, but I'm calling it shooken. It's going to get all crazy every once in a while, and we are going to have to reprioritize and reconfigure and move on as we go. So I am going to give you a system that we actually learned from Jeremy Redd when he flew to Destin, Florida for a retreat. He flew all the way in to give us this talk about prioritizing our lives. And so Jenny and I talked about it. We wanted to pay it forward by giving you the same content that he gave us. So hopefully you'll be able to use this technique to help reprioritize life every time it gets a little bit crazy, something new is added in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen with you because I made you guys a little slideshow. Aren't I so fancy? Okay. So I have this one quote from Steve Jobs that I absolutely love. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. And that one really hit at home big time for me because, we're all here because we have big hopes and dreams and passions. We have a mission, guys. And that is why we all decided to become coaches. So that quote makes a huge difference to me. So what I wanted to talk to you about with Jeremy Redd is he had talked to us about the 5 buckets. So this is going to take a little bit of work on your part. So I need you guys all to grab a pen and paper and then draw 5 buckets at the bottom. So that's going to be your quick, I'll give you like a minute to do this. I have mine color-coded by my highlighters because I'm a junkie for highlighting things. But all you need to do is draw your 5 boxes at the bottom of the page. If you guys can see me in the little picture, this is what mine looks like. Sweet? Okay. So your 5 buckets are your 5 core priorities. And pretty much everything in life is going to be able to fall into these 5 categories for your priorities. So I'm going to give you an idea of what my 5 buckets have in them. And I want you guys to kind of adjust as you go. Now, most people's buckets should look similar, but we all have different things going on. So here's mine. My first bucket is family. And I have them according to my highlighter because I put them in my calendar with these colors. But we're going to talk more about that next week. So I have my family, my work, community and faith, admin, and admin, I'm going to talk a little bit more on that, but that means like housekeeping, that means budgeting, that means like those little life taking care of things is admin. And then self. So I want you guys to write down your 5 core priority bucket names. Feel free to copy mine, but if yours are a little bit different, shake it up and make it fit for whatever yours are. I'm going to give you a few minutes to write those down. And then when we pull it off mute, we'll be able to also brainstorm. Say you only have 4 of your buckets named. We'll be able to help talk you through it a little bit, and you'll be able to figure out, like, maybe you are a 4 bucket person, but maybe there's something else that hasn't quite been listed yet. So when I talk about oh wait, no, I'm going to do that later. I have lists for you guys for what each bucket is. So for setting the balance, organize your buckets from least important to most important. Now I know you guys already wrote them on a list, so I want you to go through and write them 1 through 5, 1 being your most important, 5 being, I can't say least important because as core priorities, they're all going to be important, but I want your absolute most important ones to have 1, 2, 3, you know. Everyone good with that? Do you have your numbers down? I think I see a lot of nods. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do, so you notice on my page I left it blank up at the top, and that's because at the top we're going to write a list of things that fall in line for each of those buckets. So all the things that you're going to fill your bucket with. Here's an example of mine. For my family, I wrote quality time, new experiences. Like we love trying new restaurants. We love to go see new things, go sightseeing. We love to get lost, just like adventuring and things like that. Talking, listening, relaxing. We are a super relaxed family. So even though we do like to adventure, we also like laying on the couch quite a bit. Another thing I put in this is a family quiz. This is actually something my mom did with us when I was little. She put out a family quiz and she asked us, like, what are things you would love to do? What are things you don't like to do? What makes you feel valuable and what hurts your feelings? So she put out this family quiz and I really loved that I was valued, that someone wanted my input. And so by doing a family quiz, you can actually see, like, even if it's not kids, it's just a significant other, or if you live with roommates, I don't know what your situation is, but you can always ask the people that are around you for help in finding out what should go into your family bucket by getting their input on what's important for them too. And this is also going to be a great place for them to get your input so that you're able to ask for help from them too. So for work, you guys know work. We have our power hour. We have so much stuff that we have in our bucket for work. And I feel like sometimes we get so lost in this power hour that we forget about the things that truly bring us joy in our work. Like for me, really high on my priorities for my work life is building relationships, both with my network, but with other Beachbody coaches. I mean, you guys are on this call and you get the opportunity to talk to one another once we open it up. Add those people as friends. I mean, like, this is a really cool opportunity to make friends with people who are very much like you, who are driven by the same things as you, and who are passionate and heartfelt. So for me, a huge part of what makes this job more than a job is the friendships that I build with you guys along the way. So that's really important to me. So I make sure that it is on my list of priorities there. I have my post for my personal page and my like page. Set work hours is going to be something that we're going to work on with you guys next week. But that's going to help take all of this prioritizing. That's why this is so important for you guys to take this task, take this bucket system and really work on it. I mean, I know you guys are writing your lists out right now, but over this next week, I'm really going to encourage you guys to hone in your list, make it a little bit more detailed so that when we do go to the time management next week with Jenny, you guys have this roadmap set in front of you. This is the first step. I wrote for my work, positive affirmations. I feel like it's really important to start our work day with positive affirmations, like saying like, you are here for purpose. This is what you are good at. There are people waiting for you to help them. That's one of the things that I like to say is like, mine is in the format of prayer, but I pray for people to help. But it's still positive affirmations. And then when you're in your work mode, to focus on work mode and limit outside distractions, which there are actually a few apps that you can use that will help you limit outside distractions. One is, I'm going to have to look that up if you guys want it. I can post links in the page, but some of them will like tell you to shut off Facebook after a while. So my middle bucket there is community and faith. Now I put this all together because I am a very community-driven person. So I wanted to make sure that on my schedule there is room for church. We have volunteering events coming up, giving back, and also girls' night. Guys, like, having that time with friends makes all of this work together so well. All those other fun little things in there, including like park with the kids and stuff. So the admin the admin bucket for me, that one was really important because when I first started prioritizing, there are some things that could not fit into a bucket. Like, okay, so where do I put tidying my desk? Like, it's not a workshop, it's not a work priority, but it's not a family priority, like things like that. Maybe that's traveling to and from the kids' gymnastics. Like for me, it's mowing the yard. It's all those little things can be put into your admin bucket, and that will likely be your longest list of all of them. So the admin bucket is huge. It's huge for me because I feel like now when I am vacuuming the floor, it's one of my priorities is to vacuum the floor. Does that make sense? Okay, so then the next one is self. And the self bucket, I didn't mean to put it all the way to the right because I feel like it actually belongs really high because everything else relies on us filling that bucket. Our exercise, our water, our personal development, connecting with other people. For me, meditation and prayer are huge because that's when I refocus and feel centered with my purpose. So your self bucket will be a little bit different on depending on what you do. The beauty of our jobs, guys, is that this self bucket is also our work bucket. Like everything we do for ourselves is also something that will grow our business and is also a really great opportunity to share what we're doing on Facebook. So anything that you're doing in your self bucket, like besides showering, I don't want to see a picture of you guys showering, unless it's super cute like Jenny's, then that would be okay with her shower cap. But most everything you do for yourself is something that will create an inspiring post for your Facebook because we have this crazy cool job of inspiring people to take care of themselves. So one thing that I want to say is these buckets, when we use them correctly, every single one of them needs the other ones in order to be fantastic. Right? Like our priorities, like we need each one of them to have the right balance in order for our family time to be 100% present. The other things need to be in line or else we will have this worrying, nagging thought in the back of our heads with those other buckets out of alignment. So it is important to do these things. Like it is important to get the housework. I'm not going to say done because I'm not a fantastic housekeeper. I'm just saying like tolerable in order to feel fully present with my family for family time. So the bucket system is made so that everything is in alignment with your core priorities and what makes you feel present and whole. The take care of yourself one, I wanted to talk a little bit more on that. I love when Andrea talks about the oxygen mask. She's always told us when you're on the airplane and they tell you, when the oxygen mask drops down, you have to secure yours first before helping someone else. And that is why Jenny and I always are talking about how your workout should be your first priority every day. Like taking care of yourself, your nutrition, your hydration, all of those things, like we genuinely care about you guys first. And in order for you to help other people, especially in this job, you have to be helping yourself first. And we try to model that for you by making sure that we're still taking care of ourselves. We're still learning. We're still growing. And we're trying to walk that walk so that you guys feel strong and strengthened to do that too. Because, like I said in the second point, it inspires other people along the way. They will see like, okay, she literally exercises every day. And I see she's, she's got all these not issues, but she's got kids that she's driving to and fro, or she's not getting her sleep at night. If she can do it, I can do it. So you'll have the opportunity to inspire others by sharing your self-care posts through the day. And it, like I said, it doubles as a work task. I love posting pictures of my workout because then I go into my workout and I'm like, okay, this is a self-care check. Then I can check it as my business by posting in the challenge group that I did my workout. And then I can post on my Facebook, like my personal page that I did my workout. Then one activity checked 3 blocks. I don't know about you guys, but like, I love checking lists. Like, I love it. Like, to be able to scratch something out is like my drug. And so like, if it can scratch out 3 things, I am like game on for that. So finding balance is also contagious, because as you're finding balance and people are seeing that you're able to make it work, they're going to look to you for advice and how they can make it work for themselves too, which is a fantastic gift to give your network, guys, to give them the ability to focus their lives, to find that balance where they can feel 100% honored in themselves. That is something truly magical you can bring other people by working it out with yourself first. And then the last thing I wanted to say is, like, what are you procrastinating on? Like, if you guys are like me, if there's a big task that needs to be taken care of and I haven't done it yet, it like weighs on my shoulders. And I feel like I can't give anything 100% as I'm worrying about this thing on my shoulders. There is a book called Eat the Frog, and it is about helping you stop the habit of procrastinating and do the thing first that you are dreading the most. So when I was helping with the National Military Spouse Network, we used to do this thing every Tuesday it was Monday, Yuck Bucket Monday. We would call it Yuck Bucket Monday, but I moved it to Tuesday because Monday for us is like Beachbody. We do the National Wake Up Call, and it's kind of like fresh start to the week. So I switched it to Tuesday, but Tuesday was our Yuck Bucket day, meaning we got all of those tasks done that we didn't want to do, which clears up the entire rest of the week for giving you the things that you feel honored in doing, that make you feel valuable and wonderful. So by getting that all done in the beginning of the week, you free yourself to the tasks that you are actually here to do. You came to do this job or to do things with your family, and by getting the yucky stuff done in the beginning of the week, you're able to truly focus. So that's all I have for this week, except I have homework for you guys. Your homework is going to be writing your lists. And as you write your lists, I want you to make them as detailed as possible. It should feel overwhelming as you're writing your list of priorities, because what I'm going to ask you to do is to cross things off. Like, I want you to write your list, everything that you do. Say it's housekeeping. Every single thing that you do with housekeeping. And then I want you to be able to say, like, okay, this does not align with my priorities. I'm going to either delegate it to someone else, meaning like ask someone for help, or maybe it's not important. Maybe it doesn't fall in line with your priorities. Say it's, I can't even think of something that you would do that doesn't fall in line with your priorities. Maybe it's helping someone and it's taking away from your priorities more than it is adding to them. And guys, I have been I'm a helper. I love to help. I love to fix. I like to do. And so I've gotten myself stuck into many situations where it totally took me away from my priorities. So those things are going to have to be crossed off your list, even if it leads to some uncomfortable conversations, because without crossing them off, we lead to this area of like resentment with that person. So it's best to get it out of the way. If you need to talk about that, of course we can. So with your lists, you're going to cross off the things that don't fall into line with your priorities as you're writing them out. And then also highlight the ones that you're going to delegate to someone else, that you're going to ask for help. My kids are 11 and 7, and I realize that may not be the same for everybody. Some might not have kids, but like 11 and 7, they can start doing some things around the house. Like, they just can. So by me making my list and saying like, oh, no wonder I'm overwhelmed with housework because it's 8 pages long, then I can see like, okay, now I really do need help. And this is where I can ask for help. So you're going to make your lists. You're going to cross things off and delegate. And that is going to lead into the second part of this homework, which is talking to your significant other to go over your list of priorities, to ask for help with them, and make sure that you guys are on track and in the same sense of alignment. Like, if we are setting up our priorities and the significant person in our lives don't know that this is our priority, they won't know to support us in it. They won't know like, hey, she's taking 30 minutes out to do something on Facebook. They won't know that you're not playing on Facebook. You know what I mean? By talking to them and saying like, this is my goal, this is what I'm doing, this is what I need, how can you help me? Things like that. Having those conversations are really going to help. And when we talk to you guys next week, we are going to talk to you about to you guys about helping you set up your business hours. So if that is something that you can talk to your spouse about, your significant other, whatever your situation is, that is ideal, because we want to go into next week with time management, helping you guys get your schedules put together and all that. We want all of this stuff taken care of ahead of time so that you can go into it knowing exactly what you need from your schedule first. Okay, so that's all I have for that. Let me stop the screen share.